The voucher option allows you to issue a voucher to an applicant and also grant extensions to add to the initial term of a voucher. When a tenant ports in from another housing authority, you can input the admin fee to bill and identify whether or not your agency will be absorbing the voucher. This option also allows you to remove an applicant or tenant assigned from a voucher. And the HUD 52626 form can be generated with the information provided. To access this option, I'm going to pull up the applicant tenant file and look up one of my participants and go into the voucher screen. From here, I'm going to issue a new voucher by selecting Issue, and I need to choose the program, project, as well as the issued date. The issued date will normally default to today's date. I'm going to put this out for the 1st of September, and the date expired will default at first to be 60 days from the issued date. Here we can choose whether or not to change the voucher number. I'm going to go ahead and stick with number 25, and I'm going to make this a 3-bedroom voucher. The type option allows you to choose whether this is a Housing Choice Voucher, Homeownership Voucher, or Project-Based Voucher. And here we can choose whether or not this tenant was hard to house at move-in and whether or not they're a port-in. I'm going to go ahead and select port-in here, and I'm going to choose the original HA, which we'll say was Adams County. And there's a checkbox for absorbed. I'm going to go ahead and leave this unchecked and type in the admin fee to bill as $36.25. I don't know if that's actually Adams County's admin fee, but we'll go with that. And here, if we were going to do a port out, we would select this option if this tenant was actually a port out from our housing authority. And there's an option for whether or not this was an enhanced voucher. If we check that, we can input the enhanced voucher minimum rent. And we can also choose if it was a tenant protection voucher or a welfare to work voucher. Here in special programs, we would see listings for if you had a NED voucher, a VASH voucher, or a FUP voucher. You'd have the checkboxes next to each one of those. We're going to go ahead and leave this as a standard voucher with 60 days, and we're going to go ahead and save it. And once we save it, we get straight into this screen here to create a 5.8 action, whether we're going to do a 10 in issuance of a voucher or an 11 expiration of voucher. I'm going to go ahead and use a code 10 for issuance of a voucher. And there's some brief information whether or not this person's an FSS participant, what their zip code was at admission, and whether or not they were homeless. And we'll go ahead and finish this. Here in this screen, we're back in the voucher screen, and we can see that here's our voucher. If 60 days from now, a tenant came to me and needed an extension, you could pull up their voucher and edit it, and we would just change the date expires to a different date. So if we made it 11/30, now it's a 90-day voucher, or I can make it 12/30 for a 120-day voucher. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. To print the HUD 52646 form, we just select the print option right here, and then it's asking us to select the PHA official. The only one on the list right now is my user account, Housing Data Systems, so I'll go ahead and select that. And here's our voucher. There it says the name and title of the PHA official, the participant we're dealing with, issue date, expiration date. From this screen, if we wanted to print this out, we just go straight to File and select Print. If we wanted to further edit this voucher, we could just select it and hit Edit. You'll see here there's two fields, Date Leased and Date Off Program. The Date Leased field gets populated based on When you do an actual move-in in HDS, that'll fill in automatically, and the date off program will fill in automatically when you do a move-out. And I don't need to keep any of these changes, so I'm going to hit cancel here. If we wanted to unissue this voucher because it was created by mistake, we'd just go in here and select unissue. Every time you issue a voucher or a voucher expires, you need to go into the voucher screen and select edit, and then select the 5.8 actions. This will allow you to do an issuance of a voucher or do a new 5.8 for the expiration of a voucher.